Hi friends, welcome to the All Canadian Reptile Girl with me, Annalise. Today we will be doing a Q&A with some of the questions that I have been asked by my friends, family, teachers, and people who I have interacted with. Most of the questions I expect, and they are pretty normal. Other questions are educational. And some, well, you'll see. Just keep watching and you'll find out. So far, we have a couple corn snakes, a couple different types of pythons, a boa, tons of garters, a skink, toads, and some geckos. Oh, and then let's not forget our honorary reptiles, Beckett and Oscar, our two cats, and Jack the fish. I get this question a lot too. And I've come to understand that it usually means snakes. And my response is, why not? Reptiles are such amazing creatures with some incredible abilities. You can check out my first video on garter snakes and their amazing superpowers right here. There are just so many different kinds of reptiles and amphibians, and I love them all. The varieties of snakes, lizards, turtles, frogs, and their beauty and vibrancy of their colors and morphs, just gorgeous. And their biology and behavior is so different than ours. It's just fascinating. And there is still so much to learn about them, and I can't get enough of learning about them, handling them, and of course teaching others about them too. Herpetology comes from the word herpetile, which means reptile and amphibian. Therefore, herpetology means the study of the traditional reptiles and amphibians. Even though birds are classified as reptiles, they still are not included in this study. The study of birds is called ornithology, which is another amazing field of study. I've always known I wanted to work with these kinds of creatures, but I didn't know that there was actually a field of work for that, one, and two, I didn't know what a herpetologist was until I was about 8. And then when I knew that, I knew that that was what I was going to do with my life. That is a great question. If I eat something and I get sick or I die, it was poisonous. If something bites me and I get sick or I die, then it was venomous. I often hear people say things like, oh, that snake is poisonous, when what they really mean is that snake is venomous. Now, like most rules, there are exceptions. Take the hognose snake, for example. Hognose snakes have mild venom, which is injected by fangs way in the back of their mouth. But they are actually poisonous as well, at least in the wild anyways. Their natural diet consists of toads, which are toxic to most animals. So, the toad's toxins build up in the hognose's system after a time. So, basically, when a predator comes along to eat the hognose snake, the snake poisons the predator. And if it bites the predator, it's also envenomated the predator. So, hognose snakes are both poisonous and venomous. Isn't that so cool? Most snakes don't actually have fangs at all, but they do still have a ton of teeth. Depending on the species, there can be up to 200 teeth in a snake's mouth. but only venomous snakes have fangs. Snake fangs are specialized teeth that are either hollowed or that have grooves so that they can deliver venom. Regular snake teeth are smaller, still sharp, and smooth, and are not hollow to hold or deliver venom. They all point backward to allow food in, but not out. Check out this snake skull, and then look at the difference of the same species but live. Those gums hide a lot of teeth. Well, I don't remember. But according to my dad, I was 2.5, and it was, big surprise, a garter snake. The first reptile that I remember catching was, another big surprise, also a garter snake. I think that in North America, at least, most people's first reptile is probably a garter snake of some kind. Water snakes. Most of my outdoor time is on fishing trips, which you may not know is around water, which, shockingly, is where water snakes live. So I would run into these guys pretty often. They are a great size to handle. The biggest I've ever had was around 5 feet. My favorite thing about them, though, is that they are so sassy and bitey and grumpy and snarky when you first get them. I know it sounds weird, but I love catching snakes with an attitude and watching them calm down with a little bit of gentle and calm handling. Going from, "Gah, I want to kill you," to complete calm and trust is just so satisfying. Yes, you are probably familiar with the largest group of warm-blooded reptiles, birds. But there are other examples too. Biologists have recently discovered that tegus are actually warm-blooded during mating season. Scientists aren't exactly sure how they do this yet, but when mating season comes along, their body temperature slightly warms. There are also recent studies that suggest ball pythons do something like this for incubating and protecting their nests. It was a fact that all reptiles were cold-blooded. Well, then we learned that birds were reptiles too, so they aren't all cold-blooded. But it was a fact that they were the only ones. Well, then we learned that tegus produce their own body heat when they're in mating season. But it was a fact that they were unique in this area. Well, studies now show that ball pythons probably do the same thing. Ball pythons, probably the most popular pet and best understood reptile, might do the same. Think about all of the new things that we can discover about these creatures, and I want to be a part of that. Oh, that is a big list, but I think I'll keep it down at 5 for today. Number 1 is Uromastic, because they look like miniature dinosaurs and are just super cool. Number 2, giant black and white Argentine tegu. They are giant lizards, as smart as some cats, bond well with their owners, and like to cuddle. I mean, who doesn't want a scaly puppy?
Good boy. Well, hi there.
Number 3, blood pythons. They are just awesome. Not terribly long, but still super thick and heavy. They come in beautiful patterns and colors. And they are just gorgeous and so much fun. Number 4, Dual ground boa. These guys are stunning. They don't get quite as big as boa constrictors usually do, but they're still a good sized snake and have a wonderful, gentle disposition. And their markings are absolutely gorgeous. They had one of these guys at my summer camp last year, and he was my absolute favorite to hang out with. Number 5, we have the lychee gecko. The definition of so ugly that they're cute. These guys are hefty geckos with really cool loose skin that kind of looks like they are wearing another gecko, and crazy eyes. They are so cool and weird looking. We try to get our reptiles from people who are looking to rehome theirs as much as possible. We do this because, sadly, unlike cats and dogs, there is really no shelter for reptiles. Maybe I'll start one. We also got some of our reptiles from our local pet store. They are extremely knowledgeable. It is much nicer to work with a smaller, more local business with people who are just as passionate about reptiles as we are. Well, this is a really hard and a little bit unfair question. I love all of my reptiles, and each for different reasons. But if I absolutely had to pick just one, I'd have to pick everybody's best buddy, Monty the Python. Sorry, Hobbs. Sorry, Tituba. It's okay, I still love you, sweetheart. It's a good thing they can't hear very well, otherwise their feelings might be hurt. He just makes me feel so safe with him, and he's always so calm and gentle and tolerant. And he's so cute and curious, and he'll just sit with you for hours. And I know that's kind of typical ball python, but he just makes you feel so happy when you hold him and calm. Well, that concludes our first Q&A video. Please tell me in the comments if you like this style of video and if you would like to see more like it. And please also give me your thoughts on our new set. Thanks for watching the All Canadian Reptile Girl with me, Annalise, and of course, my reptiles. Please don't forget to check out my other videos, and as always, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and remember, nurture all nature. See you next time. Bye! Hi, baby! Oh, I love you so much. Hi, cutie. He's my good boy. I love you. My other non-reptile, Beckett the cat. If it bites you and you die, it's venomous. If you bite it and you die, it was poisonous. If it bites you and it dies, you are poisonous. If it bites itself and you die, that's voodoo. And if it bites you and someone else dies, that's correlation, not causation. Was that a little too much?